Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
I think it's going to be a blowout, actually. I don't think it's going to be a close race. I think there are going to be those Republicans that just vote for Harris.
It'll be tied on Election Day, as always it will. The polls will be tied, and then he'll lose.
You call us trash? Oh, J.D. Vance, you just effed up.
I would say take Harris over 270 electoral votes. Let these fools in these crypto markets do something. Let them drive the betting line into a favorable place and then take advantage of it. That's what I would do. I think she's going to win.
You wrote Trump is toast. Do you stand behind that today?
Oh, even more so. I feel the same way that I felt a few weeks ago that Trump is toast.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
We did it, y'all. We have been unburdened by what has been, you guys.
Thank you, Kamala, for unburdening us. Thank you, Beyonce, for unburdening us. Thank you, MSNBC, Oprah. Thank you for, Charlemagne the God for unburdening us. Thank you guys all for coming in and making us all see you guys for what you really are.
Right. Celebrity endorsements are over, y'all.
And when you see the map, you'll see that no one was clearly listening to them at all.
So y'all, I know we have some catching up to do. We haven't been back in a week. It's been 7 days.
We will have to gloat. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think all Republicans, all people with platforms that happen to be on the right need to get a few seconds
just to gloat.
Because
it's hilarious. These meltdowns are great. I know, y'all, we got to play.
I've been watching meltdowns all week.
We got to play catch up a little bit. I know we've been gone for a week.
We do have jobs.
Yes, we do have jobs. We are
just doing the show. We do have jobs.
So we're coming a little bit late, y'all, but we're here. But
working 7 days a week with this job of doing our YouTube show is worth it to get someone in the office.
Right. Y'all, so first of all, the map. Right. Can that just be the thumbnail? Can that map just be the thumbnail? Because that map is look at the map.
Because the map is proving that there are no Democratic states.
Yes.
There are only Democratic cities.
That's correct. They can't say anything either because he got the popular vote too, y'all. He got the popular vote too. And let me tell you, and I'm saying drop an American flag if y'all got excited when Pennsylvania came through. Good.
Is this a call, ladies and gentlemen? We are now projecting that Donald J. Trump will win the state of Pennsylvania. Former President Donald J. Trump will win the state of Pennsylvania, and thereby he is on his way to becoming the 47th president of the United States. With this, the path for Vice President Harris has narrowed, and there's really no path going forward. It's vanished.
Gary and I, we were like, "Oh, that's it.
Over.
That's it.
You're
we done." Okay,
because you know how they like to wait on California.
Oh yeah,
that's the big dump.
Yeah,
because she wasn't leading ever.
No,
but I was just like, wait, they want that California dump to make it look like it, but
never happened.
He got all swing states.
Yep,
he won every swing state. Just yesterday, they said he got Arizona, so. That's it.
Oh yeah, he did get Arizona and Nevada.
312 electoral votes.
Yep,
and
all the things. He got it. So she didn't overperform on anything. And there's this clip from CNN where they're trying to see where she may have.
And by the way, I want to give a shout out to men.
We're going that's next. Yep.
I want to give a shout out to us uneducated women. Because 53% of us put him in the White House.
Yeah, Kara and I are part of that. We didn't go to college.
Yeah. Us uneducated women were like,
Are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
That's hilarious.
Why is that funny to me? Right. America got it right.
I'm just saying,
America got that right. They did.
Let's just say it. America said no to communism.
I'm just saying. They did.
That's what
we just saw here.
I'm just sorry.
Okay, now guys.
And I can tell you who's happiest. And that's Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Because I think he actually voted for her.
100%.
I think do you see what Jill was wearing? Jill was wearing a full red suit when she went to go vote.
But yeah, you guys, so okay, so I know we have a lot of catching up to do here, but men, first of all, women vote at a higher rate than men in general. Not this time around. Men showed up, and I'm talking about every category of men. Black men, 24%. Black people in general, 24%.
Black men, we still got to work on black women.
Yeah, black women doing the most.
Black men, 24% of black men voted for Trump. 47
of Hispanics. Hispanic men, yes.
Voted for Trump. 65% of Native Americans.
65%.
Native Americans.
Voted for Trump.
Voted for Trump, the colonizer. I mean,
that shows you the condition of the country right there. They want somebody
uneducated women voted for him. You know, and this just it just makes me proud. Honestly, this was supposed to be, it was supposed to be the year of the woman. Yeah. Because everyone thought she was going to win. Yeah. And I have to say, Danielle, we have to sort of, toot our own horn here. We've been saying that the way the country will change will be when men step up. And it's ended up being the year of the man.
Yes. Instead of the year of the woman.
As soon as the men, did I not say that as soon as men voted, women will follow, and they did.
Now, one of our longtime subscribers, look, we're gloating a little bit, y'all, but one of our longtime subscribers said, you know what? I've been watching you guys for a while, and y'all have been saying for a long time, it's about years, that men are going to save this country. It's going to be men to save this country. We need that backbone again, and we need that masculinity again. We need all of that again. And what happened? Men stepped up and they're like, nope, no way, no how. We're getting this done. So men really got it done. Look, y'all, I could not be more happy. And when I say that, I mean more happy for the country. Because even these lefties that are losing their mind, we will show some of them losing their mind here in a second.
Yeah.
The lefties losing their mind over Trump getting elected. They don't even know why they're mad. They just are mad. They really just wanted a woman in office and a woman of color in office. And that's all they wanted. And they're all like losing their minds. But the truth is that the country is going to be with someone like Donald Trump and his policies. That is the direction we need to go to fix all of this and to heal these wounds that have been so very messed up over the past 4 years.
And we still got about 70 days for him to actually take office, and everything started changing already.
All
the other world leaders have fallen in line. These wars are starting. They're starting to make amends and get themselves. And Putin has already said quite a bit about working with Ukraine and getting it together. I think was it Ukraine? Zelensky is start. China wants to start doing business, and he hasn't even taken office yet. But the thought of Trump already started changing people's mind. Even when Mark Zuckerberg started saying, "Hey, they made me do it," you know what I mean? Jeff Bezos, who said, "I'm not taking a position this time." They usually go. The Washington Post usually goes for the left, but his borders are. He's already started putting people in place. His borders are Tom Homan.
Tom Homan,
is going to be a nightmare.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
This is what we need. That kind of personality.
That's a real border czar.
Right. The adults are back in office.
Yeah. So we're watching Fox News, and this young lady, I think she's the daughter of one of the anchors. Anyways, she was talking about the men situation, young men, specifically young people, and she just explains where it all started to go in Donald Trump's favor and why it did.
47th president-elect Donald Trump gained much-needed support amongst young Gen Z and millennial voters this election. Is his son, Barron Trump, a key reason?
Joining us now is the host of the Bongino Report Early Edition and my daughter, Evita Duffy. Evita, great to have you on. So let's just talk about Barron Trump, but also sort of in a bigger picture, the role that podcasts played in this election, particularly with the mail vote.
Yeah, well, what Barron did, advising his father to take the non-traditional media route, was really an amazing decision by the Trump campaign. Harris did not fill in that gap in the same way. And I think that's why Trump did so much better with young voters than he even did back in 2020. And it reflects changing media landscape at large. You have social media and podcasting like you guys have at Fox Nation, increasingly being more powerful than traditional media, particularly among young people. So Barron helped Trump meet young people where they're at, and at a really unique time, because a lot of young men, particularly right now, are revolting against the culture, against our institutions that hate them. And that's why this election, which was supposed to be the revenge of the woman, instead became the year of the man. Trump's support among men surpassed Harris's among women, 22 points to 14. Trump rallied low propensity young male voters, the frat boy vote. And it's not a meme vote either, right? People kind of think, oh, they're voting as a joke because Trump is funny. Young men are looking at their future, and it's bleak. There's a hatred of masculinity, economic ruin, war, and they went with Trump, who represents really a middle finger to the culture and institutions that are suffocating and demonizing them.
You know, Evita, it's you mentioned kind of the characterization of men. Here is an example of that. A political analyst on media ecosystem, how that media ecosystem is turning men into fascists. Watch this.
What they have done in their online media ecosystem is build a radicalization engine, literally the way militant groups do around the world, that takes people from relatively low-level annoyances with the world. Why are eggs so expensive? Why is my kid learning this new thing in American history in school that I didn't learn? And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way, slowly, to a full-blown fascist politics. It's an elaborate multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, and there is nothing like it on the pro-democracy side. We don't have when a man is just lost and lonely and not yet radicalized, we don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction. By the way, we should educate men that it's actually really great to live with a strong woman who makes money. It's actually easier. Life is easier.
Y'all want to get sick?
So, you know, this is why I was so against women running the country. It's because I think it does weaken men. Yeah. And it makes men think like that. You know what I mean? It makes men it makes them go against their own nature of being protectors and providers, instead pretending like, you know, rejecting themselves. And then putting women in that position. And women do not do well in that position at all. Just look at the black community. Yeah, since we are run by mostly women.
And the community has been run down because
single
of that.
Motherhood and
the matriarchy
is not a thing. Yeah. And here we have Al Sharpton, who was in that. He was also on an episode with Joe Scarborough talking about the trying to blame it on Hispanic men, and then Al Sharpton, black men too. The champion of black people, Al Sharpton, is blaming black men for being misogynist and they just don't want to see a woman in charge. Well, look, men aren't naturally want to see a woman running everything. What are you talking? You would want to see that? Of course you do. Because you walk around asking for the white man to give you everything. So now it makes sense that you would then make other black men feel like a woman can also run them.
And again, I love how the left spins this whole masculinity thing as if it is wrong for a man to naturally not feel comfortable voting for a woman, specifically that woman, right? I mean, that's just, you know, and I think this is that they're sitting there in that round table having that discussion and still not getting it.
Yeah.
The thing is that you are saying that men can't be men. This is the message that you're giving out. This is the message that she gave out. Her vice president pick was not a masculine man.
As far as, you know, she had $1 billion. She had $1 billion campaign, and now she's $20 million in debt. These people are supposed to fix the debt, and they can't even get out of debt in a campaign. I mean, both Hillary and Kamala ran their campaigns on I'm with her, sort of. Both of them. You know what I mean? And what happens when women get into control and power is they have this habit, Nikki Haley did it too, they have this habit of saying, this is the year of the woman. Anytime a man challenges me, even though I'm saying we're the same, it's just sexist.
Yeah.
Vote for me because I'm a woman. This is what happens when women try to run. This is why it never works. Because if you're going to say you're going to be in the same pool as men, no matter what the job is, you can't lean on sexism to get your way. You have to lean on merit.
Well, let's just think about, so we know why Kamala was the border czar, right? And So we know that there's two parts to this. She's not running. She's not being as aggressive as she should have been because number one, she's a woman. Women aren't that aggressive. Number two, she's trying to get a bunch of illegals in for votes. That's what they were doing, you know. And then we had this new border czar coming in, and he's like a whole new energy. This guy's a whole new energy.
Homan is no joke.
He's no joke.
And he's the answer to the border prayers.
Yeah, I love him.
Okay, because he's not playing games at all. You know, he dealt with them before.
Yes, he did.
Because I think he used to be a cop. But he's not. He came in guns blazing.
Right. We need more of that. You know, this is why I like this young lady's talking about that because she is kind of pointing out that young men, come on, we're about Gen Z.
This is why when I think men are built to be in charge of cities, countries, borders, homes.
Right.
It's because men are built to not lean on feelings. They're built to lean on getting shit done. You know what I mean? And so I think it's I think that it's just a testament to why we should never water down masculinity.
That is one of the most hilarious sound bites I've ever seen, because the only reason why right-wingers have a lot of power on in the podcast sphere and alternative media is because the legacy media, people at CNN and MSNBC, have been excluding right-wing voices for years now. MSNBC and CNN, they want to know why you guys don't have a Joe Rogan? Because you did have a Joe Rogan. His name was Joe Rogan. He was pro-universal healthcare, pro-trans rights. He was a Bernie bro. And they have excluded anybody who doesn't fit in their specific political box for so long that we've gone in other routes. This is why people...
Yeah, so that's the point. The point is that Joe Rogan was in your corner. So was Elon Musk. They're all left-wingers. RFK Jr., all left-wingers. But the instant any of these men show any sign of masculinity, any sign... The left just throws them out and calls them fringe and misogynistic and then sexist. I mean, Joe Rogan endorsed Trump right at the very end. He could have endorsed her.
Well, what's that say to you though? Is that what's that saying to you that someone Joe Rogan was and in his words he was a vote blue no matter who. That's how that was his kind of way of voting all of his life. And so, what does that say though that someone like that would then go over to the right? That says that they're bat crazy over there. They are crazy over there and doing the wrong thing, taking the country in the wrong direction, to the point where people who are vote blue no matter who are just like, I'm done with this. You know, it's just nonsense. We look crazy. Over here is the party of common sense.
We are the greatest nation in the world. And if we start bending the knee to transing kids and men and women can, men can play in women's sports and, men can be house husbands and women can go out and be president. This is a mistake.
It's like, it's a complete, like trying to realign what's natural is just ridiculous to me. And this is why young men, which Coleman Hughes was trying to tell people a long time ago, or actually on CNN, he's trying to say, look, young men are leaving. Are you guys listening? But Coleman has to say it with his chest a little more, because I feel like he's not as assertive as he could be. So I think I like what he's saying, but he's stuck in that that I don't want to go all the way over yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's stuck in that place. But what he's saying is correct. Young men, he was trying to give the red flag a long time ago. He was like, look, young men are leaving. You guys might want to take it seriously. And he's right. Charlie Kirk did a wonderful job of going to all those colleges and giving people, real knowledge on what the conservative party is and understanding policy, just random, going step by step, providing with sources and proof and stuff like that. And he did a really good job with that, because a lot of young people were just like, oh, and I'm sitting there thinking, like I know a lot of young people follow the crowd and stuff, and then maybe a little bit of that, but I was really surprised, happily surprised at how informed college age people were about politics. I was just, I'm talking about the conservative young people. I'm like, wow, you guys are really knowledgeable.
His highest numbers of generation was Gen Z and Gen X. Gen X is our generation, and we always get forgotten because we don't really talk a lot. You always hear about, it seems like you hear about the boomers, and then it jumps to millennials and Gen Z. But people always forget that Gen X, and we voted for them. We voted for Donald Trump. Our generation voted for Donald. 53% of us, of voters that were Gen Z's voted. So we were like that forgotten generation that actually really put him into office.
Yes.
They always say like the Zoomers and the Gen X are similar, and Boomers and Millennials are similar.
Yeah.
But we would be the parents of Zoomers.
Well, that makes sense, though.
So that would make sense. Yeah, it skips a generation, right?
Yeah.
But it just makes me happy. I never expected men to show up.
No,
I was afraid that men wouldn't show up because they were saying that women were voting more. And Danielle and I voted early because we wanted to get it out of the way. And I just wanted to see, and even when we went to go vote, there were a lot more women. There were a lot more women that were online than there were men. But I just kept thinking to myself, if men do not show up,
it's going to be a problem.
We are going to lose them. Because they won't be able to go to work without being called sexist. They'll have to bend the knee to women all the time. I don't see a woman running this country successfully.
So we were asked the question, do you don't think any women can ever be any leader, like can lead correctly? That's not the point.
That's not the point.
That's not the point we're saying.
Yeah.
What we're saying is, okay, so can women, lead?
Margaret Thatcher did.
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer to that is absolutely yes. They can.
Should they?
But that's the thing, is I think that we're better suited in other areas. And that's an opinion of mine. I know it's not a popular opinion. It's an unpopular opinion. But I do feel like we're better suited in different areas where we can help men.
I think we're helpmates.
Yeah, that's what I think. And and so I think that this. But so imagine our surprise and happiness when we saw how many men came out, because I truly do believe this, and we have been saying this for, I guess when we had our show, like for a long time, that we believe that men are going to save this country, if not the world. Because I think not just American men, I mean just men in general, I think they're going to be the ones to save the country. And I think that having someone like Trump, who is more of a no nonsense, he has a very good balance of, obviously business, but a little bit of lightheartedness, but knows when to be stern. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it is clear
it's
that
a good balance.
Liberal men just aren't real men. I mean, I hate saying that. It's just that everyone that I know, and even the ones we see on as contributors, they're just weak.
Are going for alternative voices.
Everything in that clip is wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Like every single thing in that clip is wrong. This whole idea that there's a right-wing echo chamber that's been built over time to service men and move them to the right.
To radicalize them?
Joe Rogan was on the left. Like, you did have the biggest podcast in the world. It was named Joe Rogan. And you ostracized him like you did Elon Musk and RFK and everybody else. It's crazy time.
Final thoughts, Evita.
Well, I'll just say that this has been happening for a long time. Young men have been moving away from the left for a long time. If you're an 18-year-old male, you were 11 during Me Too. You had the demonization of men for virtually as long as you can remember. You had during COVID, the schools shut down, no school dances, no sports. Young men have felt the real wrath of the left, and they're moving away in really extreme numbers. And it makes sense. And it's not fascism. It's just that Democrats have lost their way with young people.
All right, you guys. So very happy Trump won. We're going to end this video seeing some lefties lose it, because that's always fun.
Yeah,
all the time.
I've been watching Lefty lose it since. Oh my God, that's been my entertainment.
I'll never
for
get
the last few
it.
days is watching these complete hysterical people who really are lost. Have you seen people? They don't realize that he's already been president. They don't. They're angry.
What?
He's going to take away my rights.
What?
All these women saying they're going to get hysterectomies, and they're not, like, as though men are standing in line to sleep with most of these women anyway. You mean they all look horrible?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're all shaving their heads, and we're not going to do this. You know,
it makes me laugh only because I'm like, I keep hearing this same sound bite. Like, these women are like, oh, our rights are going to be taken away. I'm like, you can't be serious.
And what propaganda works.
But what rights have you lost? Think about it right now, lefties. What rights have you lost? What can you not do all of a sudden? But I'm confused. Better yet, he was president in 2016. What couldn't you do then? What did this dictator do? This dictator do that you can't? Nothing. But you know why? Because he can't. He also can't be a dictator, by the way. We're in the Constitution. We have a Constitution.
I love talking about murdering babies in the womb. I was just like, you know how many Americans have been murdered in the womb since this whole Roe v. Wade thing had started?
Yeah.
You don't care about life.
Yeah, a mess. All right, you guys, enjoy the lefties losing it.
Donald Trump's extraordinary win. The red wave has cometh, and the lefties are, well, they're giving me too much content.
I'm sorry. No!
look, it's fair to say she's not handling it well. As for this next lass, I'm not sure where she is today.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole place to the ground.
And this woman is too old to be this stupid, but sadly, leftism and TDS can leave the sufferer delirious, delusional, and dangerously stupid.
You voted for a racist, a rapist, a dictator. You voted for a bully, a bigot, and a narcissist. Even the Germans tried to warn us, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the historians, the psychologists, the educators, and the intellectuals. Of course not, because Dictatorship 101 is to convince you to distrust the media, the educated, and to create an us versus them mentality.
We may not have rights tomorrow.
Y'all, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up in my sleep.
Disney Plus. Anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this. Right now, I'm just not. I can't deal with this right now. I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. No, wait, I'm so stressed. I don't know how to handle this.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Let's say peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilized to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter.
Oh, hope you guys enjoyed that. See you in the next video.
Yeah.